Breaking news out of Italy. A bridge has collapsed in the port city of Genoa. Officials there fear there could be many casualties.
Oddio! 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 Oddio santo! La puttana!
Video posted by Italy's national police and appearing to be recorded in the immediate aftermath. You can hear the voice of the man crying out in concern, and you can see an upright structure fall there, the moment of collapse. Now, here's more video from police showing the collapse. This bridge, the Morandi Bridge, fell as a sudden storm hit. Torrential rain going on at the time, and early reports say at least 10 vehicles were involved. This is some more of the video that's come in on Twitter this morning. You can see rescue workers on scene there. Some Italian media are reporting deaths, but authorities are not confirming that yet. What we are hearing, though, from Italy's transport minister is he has characterized this as an immense tragedy. Let's go right now to our Rome correspondent, Megan Williams, who has the very latest details for us. Megan.
Hi, Heather. The Italian authorities have confirmed that there are 11 dead, and they suspect that there will be dozens of fatalities. There were a number of vehicles crossing that bridge. It's a very heavily trafficked bridge along the A10 highway. That's the highway that runs along the coast in northern Italy and goes to the border in France. It's a terrible tragedy and completely unexpected. As you say, there was heavy rain, and the suspicion now is that there were structural problems. There was some construction on the bridge, on one part of the bridge, and they suspect that that might have somehow weakened the whole bridge structurally.
So I want to ask about the bridge itself. Let's get to that in a second, Megan, but just as we look at the video, because most of what we're seeing so far has come in on social media, they show these huge chunks of debris and the massive emergency response. There must be an urgent rescue effort going on as we speak this morning.
There is. I mean, this is a bridge, as you can see from the images, that runs over part of the city of Genoa, which is a major Italian port city. Now, fortunately, the bridge runs over the outskirts of it, and a lot of the area that's underneath that bridge consists of railway tracks. So it's not clear how many of the dead or possibly dead will be from the cars that were driving overhead or buildings underneath, but they are evacuating all of the buildings in the area just out of precautionary measures. But it's a mammoth rescue operation and really an unprecedented collapse in a country that has dealt with a number of bridge collapses in recent years.
And again, to reiterate what you mentioned, that breaking detail, authorities now saying 11 dead. And as I mentioned, the transport minister calling this, Megan, an immense tragedy. We are getting word from the Associated Press that one person has been rescued alive from the rubble, so that is encouraging. But obviously, these numbers are going to change. The bridge itself, Megan, let's come back to it as we look at what's left. The two ends are intact. I called it the Morandi Bridge. It has another name, but it was one of the first of its kind in Europe. 1968 this goes back to. Tell us more about the bridge itself.
That's right. I mean, the bridge was something of a famed structural feat at the time that it was built, and it's called the Morandi Bridge after a famous Italian architect. But obviously, despite the amazing engineering feat at the time, it's a bridge that clearly was in need of some repair. And this speaks to a larger issue in Italy, both in roads and bridges and viaducts, where there's a problem here, where there have been a number of collapses. As I mentioned, this is not the first. This is the most dramatic. But Italy has an infrastructure problem, and complicated reasons for that. But I'm sure there'll be investigations into why this happened coming up.
Right now, though, the focus on getting to people in the rubble. Megan, thank you. We'll be back to you here on CBC News Network. Obviously going to be a busy day on the story for you. Thanks, Megan Williams, who is in Rome for us today.